Hello and welcome to this video. In this video I will talk to you about how to use colors when you create jewelry. Colors and emotions are closely linked together. They can make us feel happy or sad, they can make us feel relaxed or hungry. All these reactions, all these emotions that we get by watching colors um, are rooted in our psychology, in our education, in our culture, in our biological conditioning, and they also make us have certain reactions. So this is why it is important to understand how to use colors in order to create certain effects. So whenever you create color combinations in your jewelry, you have to take into consideration not only the clothing that you will wear with this jewelry. You will always try to match the colors in your jewelry with the colors of the clothing that you wear. But at the same time, the colors in your jewelry can evoke certain emotions, certain feelings. Let's take for example the warm colors versus the cold colors. So this is a traditional example to suggest how feelings can change when we watch certain colors. Warm colors usually evoke something joyful. They evoke closeness, warmth. They are related to the sun, to summer, to coziness, whereas cold colors are related to water, to winter, to something that is cool. The cool colors suggest distance, whereas the warm colors suggest closeness. So considering this, we can understand that certain color combinations will evoke certain emotions in the people who watch these color combinations. So certain color combinations give an effect of happiness to the person who looks at them. They are bright, warm colors like yellow, orange, pink, red. But also pastel colors such as peach, light pink, lilac can also have an uplifting effect on our mood. The brighter and lighter a color is, the more happy and optimistic it will make the person who watches this color. Another way of creating emotions is by combining multiple primary and secondary colors together. They give a youthful and colorful, lively effect. On the other hand, there are colors that are considered sad colors. These are dark and muted colors. For example, gray is considered to be a sad color, and colors such as brown or beige or dark green, dark blue are also considered to be sad colors because they have a similar effect as the color gray on the psychology. And black would be considered one of the most expressive sad colors because in Western cultures black is considered to be a color of mourning. At the same time, in East Asian countries, the color of mourning is considered to be white. So culture has also an effect on the way we perceive colors and on the feelings we get when we look at different colors. There are certain colors that have a calming effect, such as blue or green, and also pastel colors like baby blue, lilac and mint. They also have a calming and relaxing effect. Um, the neutral colors, such as white, gray or beige, have also a calming effect. If you combine colors and you want to create a calming effect, you should combine fewer colors, because the less colors are combined together, the more calming the effect will be. On the other side, there are energizing colors. The neon colors, the bright colors, the strong colors have a powerful effect on emotions, so they create strong emotions. So if we take, for example, bright red, bright yellow, bright blue, or neon green, they give a feeling of energy and they make us feel more alert. Um, Sometimes they can be even irritating. Such lively colors will grab our attention and they will stand out from their surroundings. They make us feel refreshed and energized. We can also use strong colors such as turquoise, magenta or emerald green, because they also have an energizing effect. If we take the separate colors, each of these colors has a specific effect on our psychology. Let's begin with the color red. The color red makes you feel passionate and energized. It is the warmest color and the most dynamic of the colors. It triggers opposing emotions. It is often associated with passion and love, but also with danger and anger. As a psychological effect, it can have the effect of increasing the heart rate and make people feel more alert. So if we would like to draw the attention on a specific element in our jewelry, on a specific part in our jewelry, we can use red. If we use, nevertheless, too much of this color, it can be overwhelming to the eye. Let's continue. Let's talk about the color orange. Orange makes a person feel enthusiastic and energized. It gives a feeling of happiness and vitality. It draws the attention upon itself, and it also should be used with caution, because if we use too much orange, it can be overpowering. So it suggests energy, but it can also be inviting and friendly. So if we want to the color to attract the view, we can use orange. So if we use orange on our jewelry, we make sure that the eye of the viewer will be drawn to this color. Let's continue with the next color, yellow. The yellow color gives a feeling of happiness and spontaneousness. It is a very energetic color. It is a warm color. It is associated with sunshine, with laughter, with hope. It gives optimism. It makes a person cheerful. Also, you should take into consideration not to use too much yellow, because it can be overwhelming. It does grab the attention, but it also gives a feeling of comfort. Let's continue with the next color, green. Green gives a feeling of refreshment and optimism. It symbolizes health, new beginnings, and wealth. Generally, green has an effect of relaxation on the eye and creates balance in the design. The feeling of relaxation is also related to the fact that we are biologically programmed to consider green as a relaxing color, because if we think, for example, at a meadow or a forest, it is a large surface that is covered in green, and usually we associate nature with something peaceful and relaxing. So this is also biologically influenced to make us feel relaxed when we see green, because we associate it with beautiful places such as meadows, such as forests, with nature generally. If we want to make the person think about security, possibility, growth, evolution, we can use the color green on our jewelry. Also, if we want to give a feeling of relaxation, we can also use the color green. Let's continue with the color blue. The color blue gives a feeling of safety and relaxation, of security and trust. Another effect that I could point out about the color blue is that it was noticed that the color blue decreases the hunger, the appetite. So if you are on a diet, you can think about painting your kitchen in the color blue, so that you will not be feeling so hungry whenever you prepare your food. Seeing the color blue makes the body create neurotransmitters that are calming. So it is color that is perceived as a pleasant color, and it also gives a feeling, a professional feel. So many corporate designs use this color. Nevertheless, if we use too much blue, it can create a cold feeling. If we use lighter colors, for example the tint of blue, so blue mixed with white, so light blues, they look more relaxing, more friendly. Whereas too much blue can feel a bit cold and distancing. So if you think about Facebook and Twitter, they also use light blue as a color. Let's continue with violet, with purple. This color makes you feel creative. It gives a sensation of mystery, wealth, and the lighter shades, such as the tint of purple, also have a calming effect on the viewer. This is why they are used on beauty products. If we use violet, we can give a more luxurious and wealthy style to the jewelry that we make. Light purple can also suggest romance and mystery. Now let's talk about some of the tints. Let's talk about the color pink. So this is a tint of the color red, so it's red mixed with white, and this color pink gives a sensation of romance, playfulness. It represents youth, tenderness. It is considered to be a sweet color, a cute, a charming color. So whenever we use pink on jewelry, it will give a sensation of warmth, of youth, and of tenderness. Now, if we look at the shades of colors, we find the color brown here. It makes you feel down to earth. It creates a sensation of stability and support, because probably the brain associates the color brown with the color of earth. So this is why you are thinking about stability and support when you are looking at the color brown. It is considered warm, friendly, practical and dependable. It can also give a sensation of old-fashioned, nevertheless, so you can also take that into consideration whenever you use brown on the jewelry that you create. And now let's talk about black and white, which are neutral colors. The color black is considered to be a sophisticated, classic and serious color. It evokes power, luxury and elegance, but it can also mean simplicity, neutrality and professionalism. It can also evoke mystery. In the Western countries, usually black is associated with mourning and sadness. And now let's talk about the color white. It means minimalism and simplicity. It gives a fresh and clean look. Whereas in the Western countries, white is associated to purity and innocence. And this is why it is used on bridal gowns or baby clothes. In the Eastern countries, it is used as a color of mourning. White is also considered to be the most neutral color of all. And now let's talk about the last color, the color gray, which feels serious and professional. It looks like a more mature color. It can suggest formality and dependability, but it can also have a negative effect on the psychology and suggest something that is too conservative, too conventional, and lacking in emotion. It is generally considered a serious and reserved color. As a basic rule, you can remember that the neutral colors can always be combined with the other colors. So you can combine red or any other pure color, you can combine that with the neutral colors. And now let's continue talking about the color wheel and the way we use this color wheel. Any designer or artist will use the color wheel in order to find the right color combinations. In order to do that, they use the color theory. The color wheel that we have here was invented in 1666 by Isaac Newton. He mapped the color spectrum onto a circle. The color wheel is at the basis of the color theory because it shows the relationships between colors. So all the colors that look good together are called a color harmony. We use these color harmonies in order to create a particular look or feel. If we look at these color combinations, we understand how to combine the colors in order to evoke certain feelings. And now let's look on the color wheel, and we shall see here different arrows and different indications. So we have different color combinations, and one of the color combinations are the complementary colors. As you can see here, we have a line here with some arrows pointing towards two different colors. The colors that are on opposite sides of the color wheel, and they are indicated by this line, are the complementary colors. As you can see here, we have written on the line here, complementary. So what do we understand of this? That violet and yellow are complementary colors because they are situated on opposite sides of the color wheel. This combination of colors will create a high contrast, and it is a high impact color combination. If we use complementary colors such as violet and yellow on our jewelry, we shall create jewelry that looks more bright and more prominent. So it will draw the attention of the viewer on this jewelry item that uses complementary colors. So, because the colors are very contrastive. On the other hand, if we use 3 shades, tones and tints of the same color, such as here, for example, so this is the shade, this is the tone and the tint, we obtain the monochromatic color combinations. So the monochromatic combinations are the tint, tone and shade of the same color, of the base color. So we have a pure color, and if we combine its shade, tone and tint, we obtain the monochromatic combination, which is more subtle and conservative. So it will not draw the attention upon itself so much as the complementary colors do. This is why it is preferred by designers, because it is easier to apply in design projects and it gives a more harmonious look. I was talking about shade, tone and tint. I will give you a short explanation of that. The shade is this color here, which is the base color, the pure color mixed with black. The next one is the tone, which is the base color mixed with gray, and the last one here is the tint, which is the base color, yellow, mixed with white. So black, gray and white. If we mix them with the base color, yellow, here, we obtain these 3 colors here. And they are the monochromatic colors. So let's repeat. The complementary colors are very contrastive, and they will be more prominent, more bright, they will draw the attention upon themselves, whereas on the other end of the spectrum we have the monochromatic colors that are more harmonious, and they do not draw the attention so much on themselves as the complementary colors do. Then we shall talk about the analogous colors. The analogous colors are colors that are situated side by side on the color wheel. So we have green, and yellow. These are the analogous colors. This is a versatile color combination, but it can also be overwhelming. If we want to balance the analogous colors, we should choose one dominant color, for example yellow, and the other 2 should just accent the dominant color. So green and green-yellow should just accent the dominant color yellow. The triadic colors are indicated by the triangle here. You can see here it says triad. At the ends of this triangle we have these triadic colors. For example, here we have violet, orange and green, which are the triadic colors. They are colors that are evenly spaced on the color wheel, and they provide a high contrast, but not so high as the complementary colors, such as violet and yellow. So the complementary colors are the most contrastive, and on the second place are the triadic color, violet, green and orange. This color combination, the triadic color combination, creates a bold, vibrant color palette. Now we also have the tetradic colors. As you can see here, we have some rectangles here and here, on which it is written tetrad. And let's see what the tetradic colors are. So we have blue, orange, red and green. These are the tetradic colors. There are 4 colors that are evenly spaced on the color wheel. They also give a bold feeling, a vivid feeling, and when you combine these colors you should also choose one color to be dominant, for example blue, and the other colors, red, orange and green, should just accent the dominant color. The more colors you have in your palette, the more difficult it will be to balance the colors. Nevertheless, if you want to get a vivid aspect for your jewelry, you can use the tetradic colors as well. The color wheel can also be divided into primary, secondary and tertiary colors. So the primary colors are colors that cannot be mixed from other colors. There are three primary colors: red, yellow and blue. So let's see, blue, yellow, red. These are the primary colors. The secondary colors are the colors that result from mixing two primary colors. So we have three secondary colors. So if we mix blue and yellow, the two primary colors, we obtain green. If we mix yellow and red, we obtain orange, which is another secondary color. And the third secondary color obtained by the mixture of red and blue is violet. So the secondary colors are green, orange and violet, obtained by mixing the primary colors. And the tertiary colors are colors that are made by combining a secondary color, for example green, with a primary color, for example yellow. And we shall obtain yellow-green, which is the tertiary color. If we combine yellow and orange, we obtain yellow-orange, which is another tertiary color. Now, let's talk about another aspect of the colors, the warm and the cool colors. So if we take the color wheel, we have here, we can draw a line in the middle of our color wheel like this, and on the right side we have the warm colors, on the left side we have the cool colors. So yellow, here in between we have yellow, orange, red and red violet are the warm colors, whereas yellow, green, blue, violet and violet are the cool colors. The warmth or the coolness of a color is also known as the color temperature. The color combinations found on a color wheel often have a balance of warm and cool colors. According to the color psychology, these color temperatures evoke feelings of warmth and cold for the viewer, and they also evoke certain feelings related to this feeling of warmth and cold. Generally warm colors, these colors, are said to bring in mind energy, coziness, the warmth of the sun, whereas the cool colors are associated with winter, with water, with serenity and isolation. If we wanted to suggest a certain distance, the warm colors suggest closeness, whereas the cold colors suggest distance. The warm colors are related to the sun, whereas the cool colors are related to the water. So, depending on the type of colors that we use, we can create certain feelings for the viewer of the jewelry items that we create. If we create a combination of warm colors, we shall evoke this feeling of coziness, of warmth, of closeness, whereas if we use the cool colors, we shall suggest more distance. We shall give a sensation of cold, of distant. So this is also another aspect that we should take into consideration when we think about the color combinations that we want to use on our jewelry. Now let's talk a bit more about the shades, the tones and the tints. If we mix the tint, the tone and the shade, we obtain the monochromatic color combination. In order to know what shade, tint and tone is, we shall have to look at the color wheel. The shade, as I told you, is formed by mixing black and the base color, the pure color, and it darkens the color. This creates a deeper and richer colors. Shades can be quite dramatic and sometimes they are overpowering. The tint that we have here is created by combining the base color, the pure color, with the color white. This makes the color less intense, and you can use this when you want to balance a more vivid color combination. Whereas the color that we have here in the middle, the tone, is created by adding gray to the base hue, so to the pure color. Just like the tints, the tones are subtler versions of the original colors, and they are less likely to look pastel, and they can reveal complexities not apparent in the base color. Now let's also talk about the hue, the saturation and luminance. The hue is basically any color on the color wheel. The saturation is the intensity or the purity of the color, whereas the luminance is the amount of brightness or light that is in a color, in a specific color. We have talked about the color wheel. If we turn the color wheel on the other side, we shall see these other two wheels, and this helps us if we want to combine colors. So if we would like to combine colors and paint some jewelry, for example, we can use this part of the color wheel to understand how to combine these colors. So for example, if I take the color yellow here and the color blue here, I will obtain the green color that is indicated here. If I combine orange and red, or let's say yellow, let's take more contrastive colors, yellow and red, we shall obtain this orange color. If we mix yellow green with this yellow color, we shall obtain this light green color, and so on. So this is also useful if we want to decorate our jewelry and mix certain colors and decorate the jewelry this way. So as I have explained to you, these color combinations can create different emotions for the viewers, for the buyers of your jewelry, and this is why you can use the color wheel in order to guide you regarding the colors that you want to combine in the jewelry that you will create.